처음 뵙습니다.
네.
네, 저는 일본 사람입니다.
Nice to meet you. I'm Japanese.
ちょっと日本まで、私はまだ先生の話を聞いて勉強してまだ短いんですけれども、その中で先生の7対3という法則を知りました。それでその7対3の法則を私の自分の生活、そして人間関係でどのように応用していけばいいのか教えていきたいと思います。
나는 다 알아들었는데
I understood
딴 사람이
everything,
이해되기
but for others to understand, please interpret.
네, 감사합니다. 그 남부상은 그 일본에서 저와 함께 정법을 조금
Thank you.
공부하고 있는
My friend Nambu studies Jungbub with me in Japan little by little. He wants to know how the fundamental law of the universe, the 3-7 law, can be applied and adapted to our daily lives, especially regarding human relationships.
잘 부탁드리겠습니다.
선생님이 이제 나와서 3대 7의 법칙을
I have come out and introduced the 3 to 7 law.
3대 7의 법칙을 들고 나오니까
People are wondering what this law is all about.
있는데
It is the law governing the operation of nature.
법칙이 3대 7의 법칙입니다. 우리는 이걸 모르고
We simply don't know about it.
그러니까 이 대자연이 운용되는 이 자체가
The very operation of nature itself is the 3 to 7 law. We are living by and within the 3 to 7 law.
3대 7의 법칙은 인간이
The 3 to 7 law is a fundamental rule that humans must understand in order to govern nature.
이 법칙을 알아놔야 되는 겁니다. 이걸 몰랐던 거예요.
We didn't know about this.
근본을 풀라 그러면 굉장히
Trying to understand the basic principles of nature is complex, profound, and challenging. So it's not something that can be easily achieved in a short amount of time. However, I will explain it briefly and then flow in a different direction. Fundamentally, as we came from space to this earth, we are living with 30% of our original energy.
우리 영혼이라고 하는 게
What we call our soul, this soul is me.
이 육신이 나가 아니고
This soul is us, not the physical body.
나 자신의
The soul
이
resides within the physical
내
body.
근본적인 이 에너지의 몇 프로냐?
This soul contains how much of your original energy? It is 30%. That 30% has descended to live on earth now.
그래서 이 70%가 어디 갔느냐?
Then where is the remaining 70%? It resides in nature itself, in space, in our original homeland.
아, 저기가 내 고향이야.
That's your true home.
이건 내 고향이 아니에요.
This place is not our true home.
변형된 곳에 와 있다.
We have come to a distorted place.
네가 탁해져.
Why? Due to our impurity, 30% of tainted energy converged, separated, and was brought here.
우리가 인간으로 살면서
Why do humans live and work hard?
우리가 노력하면서 살면서
Why do we
지나가면
constantly impose the idea of living for the sake of others as we strive and evolve,
남을 위해서 살아야 되는 것을 자꾸 깨우치기
and start to realize more and more that you should live for others? Only by living for others will your karma be eradicated, and in doing so, your energy becomes pure.
네 에너지 영혼이
Only
맑아져야
then can you ascend to the heavenly realm.
네 본으로 갈 수 있다.
You can go back to your origin.
에너지 때문에 이
We are here in this material world because of impure energy.
이것이 30%가 와 있으니까
Since this 30% of our energy was brought to the world, following the 3 to 7 law, we need to purify this 30% energy. This is our responsibility.
우리가 진화를 하면서
We have been making countless efforts while evolving to improve our quality of energy.
우리 영혼이
As our energy becomes more pure, what changes occur?
나도
We start to have thoughts driven by conscience, such as wanting to do good things.
일어나기 시작을 한다. 이것이 진화하는 것이다.
This is evolution.
진화의 근본은
The essence of evolution
내가 누구를
lies in wanting to benefit others and to bring widespread prosperity.
나도 그렇게 인생을
The
살고
aspiration
싶고
to live in this manner intensifies with the progression of evolution.
진화 과정으로 계속 올라가는 것이다. 남을 위해서 내
Your
인생을
energy will become lighter and purer when you live for the sake of others.
가벼워지고 맑아진다라는 사실. 여기 3대 7의 법칙 때문에.
This is all due to the 3 to 7 law.
그래서 우리가 인생 사는 데는
So, in our lives, everything happens to us according to the 3 to 7 law. And that's why all aspects of life follow this law.
사람을 사귈 때도
When forming relationships, it goes through 3 distinct stages.
한 사람을 내가 인연을
When meeting
만나서
someone, initially, there is a 30% interaction with that person.
그 사람하고 교류를 하고 또 30%를 교류.
Later, another 30% is exchanged, and the relationship is solidified with the final 40% interaction.
또 어떤 사람은 만나갖고 40%.
Some individuals may begin by contributing a 40% effort in their interactions.
또 우리가
Only after exerting that initial effort can they attain the subsequent 30%, and upon reaching 70%, the final 30% develops naturally. This is how everything unfolds in 3 stages. It is all due to the 3 to 7 law.
인류가 운행되는 것도
Currently, humanity has run its course to 70%.
앞으로 미래는
The forthcoming era is poised for individuals to live for the collective betterment of all.
내가 먹고 살기 위해서
The days of living solely for one's own well-being have passed.
인류 문명이
This marks the advancement of human civilization.
사람을 위해서
We are now in an era where aiding others, even in the smallest ways, is essential to dispel one's karma.
우리가 진화를
The time for living solely to develop and evolve has passed. That phase is now complete.
발전 다 했다라는
It means we have completed the development.
발전을 다 하고 나면
Once this progress is achieved, 70% has been completed.
우리가 이 발전인 이 대자연에
The moment is upon us to determine how to operate our advanced society and nature for the remaining 30%. If not managed correctly, all efforts made until now will be in vain.
여기 3대 7의 법칙 때문에
This is due to the 3 to 7 law.
성장을 했고
We have progressed to 70%, and realizing the 30% is our task. Everything follows this pattern. The 3 to 7 law is embedded in every lecture.
오늘 다 하려고 그러지
Don't strive to grasp everything today. The more you listen to the lectures, the more you realize the 3 to 7 principle is everywhere.
그걸 계속 설명을
That is continuously explained.
한 개만 이야기해서
One cannot grasp this principle by discussing it just once.
근본적으로 조금 아까 지금 내가 풀어줬던
The fundamental point is what I mentioned earlier, the quality of our soul. Because of the heavy impure energy, you must purify the entire 30% you are living through.
이 근본적인 게
This is the essential point. It is about eradicating sin.
이것이 이제부터
This is where it starts from now on.
우리가 윤회하면서
Up until now, it may seem like we have done everything wrong through the cycle of reincarnation, but that is not true.
이런 것이
There were such contradictions that gave birth to something new.
다 정리하고
But in the future, all of this will be sorted out, and any perceived wrongdoings or sins will all be eliminated.
잘못했다 제가
It is not
있다가
about
아니라
having done wrong or having sinned.
서로가 모순을 생산하고
People create contradictions, clash within those contradictions, generating new contradictions, and give birth to something new. In this process, no one is at fault.
일본이 대한민국을
While it may seem like Japan invaded Korea and committed wrongdoings, these events were a product of that era. Fundamentally, if you consider the whole picture, Japan is not at fault.
대한민국 또한
And Korea also doesn't have the right to forgive.
왜
Why?
너희들이
Such events happened because you lived foolishly.
있었던 거로 이거는
This is not about forgiveness or labeling it as wrongdoing. What matters now is how we come together and shape the future.
이것만이 남아 있는 것이다.
Everything will be pardoned.
앞으로 대한민국이 일어나서
As Korea ascends and truly shines in the future, it will reconcile all historical issues.
모든 환경들을 정리합니다. 누구를 미워해서도 안 되고
Hongikingans should not hate anyone in the world.
이 사회 인류의 누구도 미워해서는 안 되는 그런 사람들이 홍익인간들입니다. 너희들이 성장하면서는
You might not have realized this while growing up, but when you mature and do meaningful work in humanity, one cannot harbor hatred or blame anyone.
탓할 수 없는 그게 홍익인간.
That is who Hongikingans are.
보다 나의 책임이었었고
Everything was within our purview, and we must address the oversights that led to present-day societal challenges.
이래서 앞으로 대한민국이
Thus, as Korea rises, it will come to understand these things.
미워해서는 안 된다.
You should not hate
그에
anyone.
있었던 이런 것들을
You cannot resolve past issues with emotions alone.
왜 그런 일이 일어날
You need to
수밖에
view
없었던
society
이 사회를
broadly
넓게
and realize that such events were inevitable.
이런 지혜를 가지지 못하면
Without this wisdom, one cannot be a leader of humanity.
미워해서는 안 되는
One must not harbor hatred.
하나하나 앞으로 풀어.
These issues will be addressed in the future, one by one.
우주의
The
법칙이자
3 to 7 law is not only the law of the universe, but also the law governing our lives.
이것이 우주를 운행하는
This is the 3 to 7 law that drives the universe.
앞으로 공부하면
I will
계속
continue to explain and delve deeper into the subject.
거기서 우리 같이 풀어나가면
If we study together, it won't be difficult for us to understand.